Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. We're here with our weekly update. We haven't done one for a couple of weeks, so it's probably going to be a bit more of a monthly update this one. But I've got Taylah and Jordan here with me today. How are you guys?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Just tell us a bit more. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks. Tell us how January kind of finished up and how the year's really taken off. And I guess from a sales point of view first, Jordan, how have you seen the inquiry levels and the open home numbers and what's kind of been happening over the last few weeks?
Yeah, we've had at least 15 or more groups through our open homes with a couple of, in particular, a few properties in the Yulngu area that went absolutely through the roof, and an enormous amount of inquiry with a few different properties around the Lucaston, Ranelagh region as well. So inquiry and demand is still there with the buyer interest. With shortage of listing and whatnot, they're still getting really excellent results throughout the month.
How do you think that sort of compares to sort of November and October as far as amount of inquiries and the intensity and the amount of people looking?
I think the demand has gone up a lot more after Christmas, gone to that next step, I believe, with a lot more people. We're starting to be getting a lot more inquiry from all over Australia now, not just getting that local or just around from the state. We're starting to get a lot of relocation coming over, and that's what's starting to boost these properties up.
Yeah, I think I've certainly seen that with a few of the more expensive properties, that it's pretty much all interstate inquiry now, where 6 months ago it was probably only a quarter of interstate inquiry. So that's been a big change, and I think there's probably, we were less than 20% interstate sales into the Huon Valley last year, and normally that ticks around 40-45%. So the rest of that 25% that didn't buy last year, which equates to about 80 or 100 sales, probably coming this year on top of what would normally happen this year. So I think there's certainly some of the properties that are more suited for interstate people. It's likely to have a busy little period on those ones.
Absolutely, and it's having a big effect in the market, as everyone knows at the moment. So.
Cool. How about property management? What's been happening since I guess same kind of questions. Where's the current activity levels and applications and amount of properties coming in, and how does it compare to sort of October, November?
Yeah, so we've had a lot more appraisals in January. I think everyone's sort of either realising they can't get down to properties they were hoping to, which we thought we wouldn't see, or they're just deciding to stay put for another 12 months and just really wait it out. So a couple more properties have come on in that situation, but applications and interest is still really high. So we're getting at least 10 people through each open home as well for rentals. Rents are slowly creeping up, and with the end of the emergency period as well, rental increases coming in place. So busy time. Most properties online that we've had for a while, we were sitting around 3 or 4, and now we're up around 6 at a time. So still.
You touched there on the end of the emergency period. For everybody that's not seen that come through, do you want to let everyone know about that, I suppose?
So it saw an end to the moratorium on evictions, so for end of leases and rent arrears and things like that, so they can all come back into play now. Just something to keep in mind. We haven't been affected too much. Everyone's been pretty good paying rents and things, but I guess you'll just see more rent increases that should have potentially gone through last year coming through this year.
It was nearly a year that it was in, so it's probably, if you've got that average $10 or $20 increase in a lot of those properties that would normally happen, they're probably really almost 2 years worth behind the 8 ball on a lot of them. So it's going to have some pretty big impacts. While it certainly helped the legislation for what it was purposed for, it's probably now going to hurt a lot of people on the other side of it, because they maybe kept it going for quite a while, which hasn't allowed the market forces to be the market forces. So now that's going to have a kind of impact over a shorter period of time where the pressure will probably come on. And we've seen that with the prices we're achieving for properties, like just around Huonville, for example. We're probably getting $40 a week more than we might have 18 months ago or something for the same sort of property. So it's definitely, definitely having an impact, and the demand is still there. How the applications been coming in on the properties that we have got available? Is there much interest? Or?
Yeah, still lots of interest. At a viewing, we had a couple of viewings yesterday. Sort of having a chat to people that were interested. A lot of them were a bit disheartened, and some seemed like they potentially were thinking of not applying just because there was a lot of interest and a lot of people at the open sort of houses. But just to sort of remind everyone that everyone's in with the fair shot, just to get your application in. And
I think that's probably one thing more than ever. There seems to be a lot of good quality tenants that are being approved for each property. The owners are having to choose from quite a few approved applicants. Where in years gone by, it might have only been a couple that were approved for each time, where now there's a lot more quality tenants available to and looking for properties where normally they would probably just go straight into properties because the standout applicants, all of a sudden they're not standout applicants because you've got quite a few good ones each time.
Yeah, that's right. And it definitely would be hard, and we definitely can understand. But all you can do is throw your hat in the ring, and everyone's in with a chance. So.
Okay. So general market sounds like strong and positive from both of you there. So and hopefully a few properties coming up for both there with a few appraisals recently. Certainly we are getting opportunities to look. There's some bit of uncertainty out there with a lot of people generally as to whether they're going to move or not. And I think there's always that fear of what will I find coming in a lot more. So people are a little bit more reluctant taking the step when they know it's going to be a great result for their property, but not such a great result when they're moving into the next property as well. They're in the same sort of situation as the people buying theirs. So nationwide seems to be very similar right around. We're getting lots of reports from people that are needing to sell to buy down here that are actually selling in a week or 2 weeks like we're selling most things. So what do you think both days on market for both of you there? How long is it something out there for sale on average, do you think, at the moment, Jordan, for new properties?
Really depends on what type of property they are and what sort of location that they are in. But if they're in a couple of the most popular suburbs in the Huon Valley, they're pretty much gone and under contract by the second open home by the weekend, or you pretty much get it over and done with by 2 weeks really. And that's how fast a lot of the market is moving.
It's not many properties lasting beyond
2
weeks. And how about property management? How long are you keeping them out there before the lease, or when do applications start coming in on them usually?
Applications have been coming in as soon as they're online. And we normally hold out until there's an open. We usually give it a week. And then usually by the time it's been online, 3 weeks, it's leased and ready for someone to go.
Cool. All right, guys, that was a bit of a long one. Thanks for staying tuned in, and we'll see you on the next updates. But all in all, the market's still really, really strong, and reach out if you've got any questions to any of the guys, and we'll see you next week.